fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now, whenever we last left off, with this series, we had Junto and Todoroki. Now, in the last part, a lot of things were revealed. Deku and Todoroki, they discovered the mystery surrounding the dead man, the sword, and, well, something else did pop up. Now, Todoroki and Deku found out that this man they're facing off against is somehow immortal, quote unquote. You're able to kill him, but he just does come back from the dead. Now, Deku and that man are currently both locked in combat. As Todoroki, he's gone back to town to try and find the succubus ally this man did have. Now, for anyone curious, I'm not going to be focusing on Deku. Because, yeah, we'll cut back to him in a bit of time. However, we are going to go back to Todoroki. He's currently flying over town. And he's using his magic ability, or his all-seeing eyes, you can call it, to look around town and try and track down this supposed succubus. Now, if he's correct, he should see some sort of, well, red, right? Or at least black. He'll know whenever he sees them. They won't be human. Their supposed soul should be a different color. Now, Todoroki, he is looking around town and trying to find them, as he does see something out of the ordinary and go to fly down in that direction at high speed, as we do currently have the succubus, who they do have somebody pinned against the wall as they do bring up their hand, grabbing away at this person's head as they do go to eat their dreams and their thoughts. Now, as this happens, you actually have Todoroki, he does come flying in, him directly going to slash out his blade as the succubus does go to throw the person backwards and go to dodge out of the way of the attack. As Todoroki, he does then go to try and do another attack backwards and slamming the sword back down. The succubus going to, with her arm, going to block the attack and try and hold her arm there, bringing up her other hand and trying to grab the blade. Funny enough, that's the first thing that's ever happened. Excuse me, who are you? That look on you. Oh, look, a pure boy. If you just want to have some fun, you should have said so. Funny. The second thing I can't cut through. Todoroki does say. Him going to let go of the blade with his right hand as he does go to spin his wrist around and go for a magic attack. Now, as soon as Todoroki's hand did move downwards, the succubus does go to throw the blade upwards and go to try and fly backwards with her wings. Now, Todoroki with his left hand, he does hold the blade, trying to counter its weight as he does go to fly forwards, and after the succubus. Now, Todoroki, he is quite confused, asking Great Sage, what exactly is this thing? Classification, Demon. Subclassification, Succubus. Abilities known. A succubus has the ability to feed on dreams. Along with that, they are masters of deception and even, well, camouflage. Are you serious? Yes. Succubus are well known for tricks, and even impersonating ones close to you. That's it? Now, as Todoroki does go to rush forwards, you do actually have where he does have to dodge out of his way, since he did just move out of the way of a trick. Now, the succubus is staying there, holding up her fingers, as she did launch out what appears to be a blade of darkness, or, well, dark magic, put into a single whip. Now, Todoroki, he does have to move out of the way of another few blasts, as he's trying to dodge and weave. Now, as Todoroki, he does go to do so, you do actually what the succubus does look in the direction and go to create something. Now, Todoroki is quite confused, as he does step exactly where the succubus was creating an object. Before he does get surrounded by what appears to be a hall of mirrors. What the hell? Todoroki is going to step forwards, as the succubus does appear and he is going to try and slash at it. Now, the succubus does try to get into Todoroki's head. Ask him exactly what is he so afraid of. Afraid? I'm not afraid of you. Oh, darling, you never really learn. I never said you were afraid of me. I said, what are you afraid of? Now, the succubus is looking through Todoroki's mind, and it does change into Fuyumi Todoroki. Are you afraid of your failures? Don't impersonate her. Oh my, you don't like your big sister. Fine. Now, the succubus does then change into Rei Todoroki. Now, the Todoroki, he does look at that, and he does feel a little bit more pissed off. Him pointing in front of him as he does go to smash out towards the mirror, telling the succubus to not look like her either. Oh, looks like I'm getting a bit of a rise out of you now. Come on, I know exactly what you're afraid of. You do too. I'm not afraid of him anymore. Now, succubus does go to turn into Endeavor, as Todoroki does go to smash a few more of the mirrors around him with his blade. As just look back at the one that does remain. You're a disappointment, you know that. And you were never a father. Exactly why should I have been a father to a disappointment like you? You couldn't even use half of your Todoroki smashing the mirror. As he does said half of his own quirk. He knows. Now, Todoroki, he does look around more, as he does go to step forwards and bring up his blade. Now, Todoroki does walk further and further into what appears to be this strange room, as he does just move around more, asking Great Sage to use the ability known as Search. Now, Great Sage does begin to do this, as it does tell Todoroki that he must move this way and this way and this way. And Todoroki does go to look directly where the succubus should be standing, as he does go to move that direction and just disregard everything around him. This is a mind trick. Now, as Todoroki does go to move in, he does bring up his hand, and using light magic, he does send out a straight blast through one of his fingers, as he does directly hit into the succubus's leg. Now, the illusion does break, as the succubus does go moving backwards and Todoroki does go rushing forwards. The succubus seeing him as he does go to bring up his hands and go to slash down towards her. Now, the succubus, she does go to bring up her hands and put them, well, I would say she does go to cross her wrist or cross her arms. And using the backside of her fist, she does go to try and catch the blade that way. Now, Todoroki does see that, as she does then go to at least try to bring her hands up and try and catch the blade. Her going to try and swing up one of her knees as she does want to try and smash into Todoroki's body. Now, Todoroki does go to bring one of his legs to block the attack. As he does, try to do one simple thing. He takes in a deep breath before spitting out fire directly into the succubus's face. Now, she does go to let go of the blade as she does step backwards. And Todoroki does just do one thing. He goes to throw the blade to his left as he does flip his grip, and the blade goes from facing up towards the sky to facing down towards the ground. Todoroki, using his left hand, he does rush forwards and cut into the succubus's gut. Now, he's able to give her a quick slash, as he does then go to bring his sword upwards as the succubus does go moving backwards more, and try to take flight. Now, Todoroki, he was waiting for that, as he does try to send out a holy slash towards the succubus. Now, the succubus, as it does see that fly towards her, she is going to bring up her hands and summon her own weapon. Now, as that does happen, the succubus, she does summon what appears to be a staff, and she is going to try and smack the attack out of the way. Now, as this happens, Todoroki does going to move forwards and rush in. Now, Todoroki, as he's flying upwards towards the succubus, she does ready her staff, as she does go to cast more dark magic. Now, Todoroki, he would watch as the magic does begin to start pouring out around her body, as if it's an aura, as chains do immediately start flying towards him. Now, Todoroki, he does just do one simple thing. He goes to bring up his hands and throw them out, as he does go to cast healing, or at least a healing aura. Not healing aura, a holy healing aura. Now, as Todoroki does get to do with the succubus, she's immediately surrounded by a white light, as her body does immediately start to burn and she does scream in pain. Now, as it does happen, Todoroki does get to bring his hands up, as he is going to slash down and cleave right into the succubus's left arm, right up at her shoulder, as she just screams out in pain before going to bring up her hand. And Todoroki does immediately go to grab her wrist as he is going to start using strength magic, and he immediately does crush her forearm. Now, the succubus does scream out in pain, as Todoroki does go to put more strength into his right arm and try and cleave through her. Now, Todoroki, he does successfully cut her in half, as she is going to fall down towards the ground. Now, Todoroki does just watch that, as her aura, it's beginning to fade as she does fall. It was quite interesting. Her aura wasn't red, it was pink. Okay, that's weird. I'm not too sure what to do with this. Now, Todoroki does go to fly down towards the ground, as many different people are crowding around. And the succubus, she's trying to reach out her hand and use dark magic. As you do actually have where Todoroki's party, they do walk up to see this lady, along with somebody in the crowd who they've been in the city for a little bit of time. Now, Todoroki, he does go to land, as he does step forwards and look at the succubus. You fed off of people's dreams. Jesus. You're a parasite, Todoroki does say. And going to bring up his hand with his sword, as he does go to say a phrase under his breath, before he does go to swing downwards. Now, Todoroki, he does say one simple little phrase that I feel would be very fitting here. And it's a line, I don't remember where it's from, but it's very, very powerful. As I raise this sword, I wish this sinner eternal life. Now, or it's something along those lines. It's a really cool phrase. I think a few people will understand where it's from. Now, hopefully they do. Anyways, with that being said, Todoroki, after he does slay the succubus, he does watch as, at least, something does float up out of her body. And he does look that kind of confused. What the hell is this? Analysis. Succubi soul. A succubus's soul? Now, Todoroki's asking Great Sage what this does mean. And Great Sage is trying to analyze the situation, along with the information it does have. Succubi soul. Possible choice. Destruction, rebirth. Destruction? Yes. Succubi are creatures that they feed on dreams. However, they are not technically considered demon. They do fall under such classifications with demonic heritage. However, Great Sage continue to explain it. As Deku, Todoroki, he does get to reach up and grab it. As he does ask Great Sage if he can purify this soul. Option is there. Would you like to attempt this? Yes. Now, Todoroki, he does get to do that. As a bright light does shine out, and the soul, it does disappear. Now, with that being said, a large explosion is then heard, as the ground beneath everyone does begin to start shaking. Now, Todoroki does get to bring up his hands, informing everyone that they all do need to get to shelters and to get somewhere safe. Now, he does get to fly off, as a few people, they were running up to understand exactly what the hell is happening. Now, as it does happen, we do actually cut back to Deku, who he's been basically spawn killing this, well, bizarre creature or enemy he has in front of him. Now, within the last, let's just say, 30 minutes, Deku has killed this man in many different ways. And in fact, it's been quite a bit. Now, Deku has found that this man, he's reviving quicker. And he has indeed been doing something. He doesn't understand what it is yet. Now, Deku's killed this man a total of somewhere around 15,000 times. And the man, yeah, he has just been getting back up and fighting more. As we do actually currently have Deku, who he's sitting on top of the man as he does sock him across the face and then go to bring up his hand and sock him across the face again. As he's using enough strength to kill the man and then go to swing as he does go to revive. Now, Deku is just getting pissed off. And he's just swinging over and over again, right, left, right, left. Now, the man, he does look at Junto, as he's just smiling as Deku does sock him across the face, and essentially just keep killing him over and over again. Before he does go to bring up his hands, as Deku does go to throw out his right fist. Grabbing Junto's hand, he does immediately start covering his body with strength magic, and go to push it backwards as Deku does just keep advancing his fist, before bringing up his left hand and smashing him across the face. Now, the man, after being killed, he immediately goes back to using his magic, pushing Junto back. Why won't you just stay dead? I told you that already. You know why. You still got a long way to go to kill me. You really think you can? Now, Deku does just go to stand back up, as he does rip the man's arm off. Now, as Deku does, he does it to smash the man directly down into his collarbone, and crush his chest cavity along with his heart. As the man does go to spit up a ton of blood. Deku pulling his leg backwards, he does just keep smashing it down over and over and over again. Now, the man, he can tell that he's already getting to Junto. And it's working. His plan is working. It just has to be a little bit further, a little bit more. The limit has to be there. Where is it? Now, this does continue happening. And this is what everyone was hearing over in the kingdom. Now, Todoroki does go flying over the battlefield, as he does look down and see the source. As Junto does go to bring up his leg and smash it downwards once again. Then Todoroki does just look at Deku. Okay, I found his enemy. Why are you still here? I searched. There's no one there. I killed the enemy. There should have been only the one. You didn't double check? Deku going to crush the man's chest cavity again. Look, I only saw the one enemy. Out of everything I saw, it was just black and white. Their soul was pink. Hmm? Pink? Yeah. So, what's going on here? Now, Deku does look down at the man, as he does go to summon his blade and stab it directly into his throat, telling Todoroki that this guy, he just won't stay dead. Now, the guy, he does go to bring his hands up to his throat and grab the blade. Trying to pull it out of Shunto, he does do one simple thing. As the guy, he does wrap his entire fist around the blade, Deku does just pull it outwards as the man's fingers do get cut off, and then going to stab it downwards once again. Ugh, that was gross. You can't handle a little bit of blood? No, I can, but just over and over again, really? It's not my fault he wants to suffer. If he doesn't want me to kill him like this, he has to stay dead. That's his choice. Die. Now, Deku, he's getting angry. I just pull out the blade and stab it over and over again into the man's throat, saying, die, 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 over and over again. Todoroki going to bring up his hand and tell Deku to calm down. As Deku does look towards Todoroki, and Todoroki, he does see that, well, look in his eyes. His eyes are glowing red right now. Along with that, it looks like those symbols on his face are being, well, the edges of them are covering in red. Or, well, you could call it blood. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm fine, Todoroki. Now let me handle this, Deku does say. Now, as Deku does turn to the man he does look directly at Junto. And he does get a smile. Before he does quickly move faster than his eyes can see. The man immediately is going to grab Junto's by his face. His arms do immediately have their muscles tendons explode. As the man, his eyes do begin to glow and his mouth does open and elongate. Before, Junto, does try to fight back. However, the man, he does just do something. Something comes shooting out of his mouth and directly goes puffing into Junto's face. As the man, he could be best described as puking smoke or an immense amount of mist directly at Junto. Now, Todoroki does try to move forwards and interfere. As the man, whenever Todoroki does go to bring up his hand and slash down with a blade, he does go to catch the blade. Before, something does shoot out of his wrist and directly stab into Todoroki's shoulder, picking him up and sending him flying backwards into the distance. Now, we do actually have Junto, who does go to bring up his hands and try to stop the man from whatever the hell he's currently doing. His body feels like it's being overloaded. His mind is in intense pain, and his parallel minds are currently trying to keep him together. Now, Todoroki, or Deku, actually, his parallel minds are trying to come up with something. The guy just overpowered them in raw strength. That's never happened before. Now, they all do quickly try to at least piece it all together. They don't have very much time. And, well, you do actually where one parallel mind does get to go towards the skill branch, or open the inventory and immediately start smashing down into strength magic. As Deku is going to activate strength magic and begin to try and fight against his threat. That's holding his face. Now, Deku does go to grab the man by his wrist. As he actually does, go to pull the man's hands free from his head. Before you'd actually have one parallel mind, he does also come up with a second plan. They can't back away. And, well, it's quite strange. So, they have an idea. Now, you do actually have where a parallel mind does going to shoot out of Deku's back into a body, before quickly turning around and going to throw out the blade and stab the man directly in the brain. As they do actually then go to grab the blade by both sides and pull the man's head clean off with a twist. Now, as that actually does happen, the man's body does go falling forwards. As Deku, he does actually go to let go of the man and Deku run backwards, as he does feel his heart pounding and something strange, before he does actually go to fall forwards onto his knees. What the hell was that? Now, gently he does try to piece his mind together. Everything still feels normal. Everything does feel different though. What was it? Now, all the parallel minds are trying to figure everything out. However, one does point out something. Deku's skills, or well, his sword kill count, it's gone down by 40,000. Now, Deku does look at that. Those are the souls he's collected. Wait a minute. That's it, isn't it? Now, Deku does try to at least think about a plan, asking one of his parallel minds if that magic he learned from the library will help him. That magic? Well, now, we do actually cut to inside Deku's mind, at the exact moment he asked that question. All the parallel minds are looking at each other. The situation has never called for them to at least try out that magic before. As far as they're aware, it's only ever been used once, in some sort of offensive way. Now, the magic that I am referring to is the magic Deku sacrificed his name for. Now, let's see. I have it written down here. Spiritual magic. There we are. Now, Deku, he does, at least, ask his parallel minds about that skill, and they all do immediately look towards one another. The skill allows Junto to take on a spiritual form, and you could say possess somebody if he did so will it. It is possible, but he's never really tried it before. So, maybe they can try and do something with this magic. They've specced into it and are able to sense the supernatural, and many other strange things. However, it's never really been explored to the fullest. Now, parallel minds, they immediately do begin to at least try to understand the skill more, as it's evolved since the last time it was used. Now, Deku, he does go to look up towards the man, who he does go to stand back up onto his feet and go to try and crack his head. There it is. That's what I wanted to see, the demon within. Now, Deku does go to look at the man, as the man he does see Deku. The chain spear is wrapped around his waist. His eyes are pitch black, or his eyes are pitch red. His horns, which have been hidden by his hair, they've grown a little bit. And the markings covering his face, they're outlined with red. Now, Deku, he also does at least have his teeth a bit sharpened, as he's looking right at the man. You bastard. Now, the man, he does smirk as he does look at Deku. And Deku, he does go to move forwards, as he does quickly ask Wise Man about that skill. And Wise Man, he does inform him, as we do actually have our Todoroki, he's gotten back up, and he's moving close to see what's going on. As he does actually watches Junto, using strength magic, does directly grab the guy by his hands. The moment this does happen, he does force them forwards and break both of them, before bringing his hands upwards and directly stabbing them down into this guy's, well, the top of this guy's ribcage. Before he does just go to bring up his face and open his mouth. Now, the man does watch a strange thing happen. Or Todoroki does watch a strange thing happen, as the man does actually go to try and move away from Junto. Junto digging his hands in further, trying to keep a grip on the man, telling him that it's not going to work. So, That's your game, isn't it? Get the hell away from me. Now, Junto, as he does open his mouth, a parallel mind does jump out of Deku's back, as it's in a spiritual form. Now, in this exact form, time is basically at a standstill, as it does go to leap into the guy and his body. Now, the parallel mind, as it is invading this man's basically body, it does see something. This man, yeah, his vessel, you can call it, is stuffed to the brim with souls, human souls, and it's trying to find the source, this man's soul. That's what they need to find. Now, they are looking around at many things, as they do go to bring their hand up and form a weapon out of spiritual magic. Now, they do find it to be quite curious. If this is possible, it could change everything. As you actually where the spirit body does go to stab into a soul it does see, and the soul does disappear. Now, the parallel mind is beginning to start cleaving through all the souls it does see in front of it, as it's moving quickly. Now, it doesn't know exactly what's going to happen here. If this man has the same ability, it could be quite dangerous. However, if he did, he would have tried possessing Junto first, so there's a chance that he may not have it. Now, the parallel mind, it's moving fast, and it's cleaving through many human souls, as it does have one simple strategy. If there's no souls left in this body, he took out the man's soul. Now, Junto's flying through this man's, body as he does continue to do so. Before he does find one, after cleaving through it for what could be best described as a few minutes. Now, he does directly look at it, as it's the man's purple soul. Him going to reach out and grab it in his hands, before forming his hands around it and going to crush it. Now, we do currently have where spiritual body Junto was forced out. And in the real world, Junto, he's blasted backwards, as the man, he does still stand there. Now, Junto's bluff may have just worked. However, he doesn't know what happened, as he does go to stand up and go to look back at the man, who's currently sitting down there on his knees. And he's looking back up towards where Junto was. His eye sockets empty, his mouth still agape. Now, Deku does go to stand back up. Shit. That hurt a lot. My head hurts. Hey, Todoroki, what did you just do? Don't tell me you, No, that was a bluff. Rips. So, is he dead? I hope so. If that didn't work, I don't know what will. So, how did you... Easy. He keeps using human souls to take his place. So, I destroyed his own. Oh. Yeah. So, they should be free now. Now, Junto does look back towards the man's body. Where is it? Any time now, he should see them. He can see spiritual magic, and at least spiritual beings. Now, he does just wait. Nothing happens. Wise man, where are they? Notice. Possibility. 98% certainty. What is this possibility? Now, Wise Man does just advise Junto. It is possible that he took on those kills, since those souls had to go somewhere, and releasing them the way this man would have, it would cause immediate death to the souls. Now, Deku does process what that does mean for a second. That basically means that he would have killed the people, not this man. And he does go to reach for his sword as he does go to look at it. Now, Deku, his blood does run a bit cold looking at that number. His sword was close to 18 million with kills. However, it did just jump up by a large number. And he's not really too sure what to even say with that. Now, the number that Junto does read is about 43 million. And he's just in shock. Oh my god. What is it? 43 million. What? He's killed so many. Now, Junto is going to move towards where the man's body is. As he does going to grab his hand out and grab the man directly by the throat. Now, he does throw his hand out, my bad. Grabbing the man by his throat, and he's just going to pick up his body. Ask him if he does think that this is all so funny. Now, the man's body is not moving. As Junto, he does at least feel for a pulse. It is there. It's just weak. Junto going to throw the body towards the ground, and he's just going to float up towards the sky with his wings. I'm going to bring his hands up as Todoroki does look at Junto. Now, he does ask him what the hell he's doing. As Junto, he does tell Todoroki to get the hell out of the way. Now, Todoroki does go flying up. As Junto, he does cast Explosion Magic. Now, Deku's wrist does get covered with runes, as he does blast out a large amount of power. Now, a large explosion does occur, and it does shake the area they're currently in. Deku bringing up his other hand and casting the same explosion magic, before bringing out his right hand and casting it again. Now, Todoroki does just watch Junto. As Junto, he's just throwing his hands back and forth, outwards, shouting explosion, explosion, explosion. Now, Deku, he is enraged. He doesn't want this fucker to come back. He tormented innocent people, he's pretty sure. Whatever he is, he wasn't good. He was bad. He was a murderer, just like him. But Deku, he tries to go for guilty people. He doesn't want to turn on the innocent. He's been ignoring that part of himself. Now, with that being said, the two, they do eventually fly back to the village, after Junto does work off some stress. Now, Deku does go to land. As people, they do see Junto and Todoroki. The man standing there with sharp teeth, longer horns that are seeable now through his hair, wings like a dragon or demonic wings, and, well, the red outlines on his facial features or his Dragon Slayer markings, along with his red eyes, as he does go to at least have his wings go to disappear. Everyone does stare at him, as they do look towards Todoroki, the man with pure white hair and angelic wings, and at least some light blue eyes that glow. Now, many people are quite confused. Deku going to bring up his hand and inform them that everything is alright now because the threat has been destroyed. Now, people do pause for a second before going to cheer. And Deku, he does just look at everyone. Now, somebody does come running up to Deku, and he does see them. What happened? Is everyone alright? Yes, everyone's alright. The Well, students, they're all okay. Good. However, I do need to stay at the dojo longer and make sure everything's alright. I want to check on them. Make sure that no one got hurt. They're fine, Lord Junto. But thank you, I appreciate that. My lord, you don't have to go through all the trouble to... Enough. Now, Dekuda's gonna turn towards her, and she does see his glowing red eyes. I said I'm going to make sure those kids are alright. I've been staying there and training them myself personally, just to make sure no one gets hurt. And I'm not sure if that threat has completely passed. I know for a fact that I just killed that man, and he'll stay dead. And if I hadn't done it the way I just did, I would have had to kill him millions of times. I would have. Just to make sure not a single hair on those kids were harmed. No one here needed to die. And because of that, he had to. So, I tell you again, Tusk of the Black Wolves, I will be watching over you. That is not a simple yes or no question. That is an order. I need to make sure whatever part you all play in that man's plans doesn't come to fruition. Am I clear on that? Now, she's going to bring her hands up and step backwards, as she does tell Lord Junto that I understood. Her going to turn around and run off. And Todoroki does just stare over at Deku. You really do care, don't you? Yes, I do. Children shouldn't be taken from their homes, Todoroki. That's the first thing you said that I can actually agree with you on. Stick around, you might learn something. Now, with that being said, Deku does go to walk away. And Todoroki, he himself does go to take his transformation off, or turn his transformation off, and try to walk away himself. Now, many different people are trying to get to work on repairing the streets that have been damaged, since they were able to at least keep it down to a bit of a minimum. However, the roads themselves are quite messed up. Now, Deku heads back to the dojo, while Todoroki, he does head back to the inn. Now, with that, Deku, he does look over everything. After making sure that the kids are okay and, well, all in perfect shape, he does want to get started on helping to rebuild everything here. He does have some, at least, well, skills in designing things, and woodworking and stuff like that. However, the materials themselves would be a bit expensive, or at least pricey. So, he needs to buy everything and then get straight to work. Now, Deku does going to head out. As we do actually where Tuska, she did leave with him to go buy everything. Tuska, why are you? It's for our home, so I feel obligated to. You should have stayed there and guarded them. Many of the older students are there. Along with that, I gave one of them something. Something? Yes. Now, she does go to bring up something in her hands, saying that it's one of these crystals that she's heard so much about. The communication crystal. Yes. I've seen many of them around. And since I am head of the guard, yeah, we do have these. Every guard is equipped with one. It's so that they can all communicate from a long range. Yes. And, well, our squadrons are the older members of our clan. They've stuck around there. They're talking with some people. They're making sure the kids are alright. If anything does go wrong, we'll immediately be alerted. I understand that, but I'd rather have peace of mind than a simple hope. Lord Junto, can I ask a few questions? Now, Deku does turn his head towards Tuska. go ahead. Now, Tuska, she does look at Junto as she does ask one simple question. And Deku, he does get a freeze whenever he does hear it. What is going on? Now, Deku does look towards her as he does continue walking. And he does think that question himself. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.